brilliant. There we go. And mute. Boop. Okay. And also the other thing, so a spine meditation at the end, is don't set yourself up for this end result. Don't set yourself up with these expectations that you're going to do yoga today and you're going to come out feeling like a magic butterfly. I do that all the time, and I expect too much sometimes. And instead, just appreciate every moment, appreciate every posture, appreciate every pause. Don't look at the end result. Don't look at, you know, what is to come. Just try to stay here. I think we're all stuck. I'm stuck. Let me just talk for myself. And this end result, when the hell is everything to go back to the way it was? Blah, blah, blah. And that's just, it's too much. Yeah, I know. So that's how we're going to start. We're going to start and just be aware. So let's start in our backs today, laying down, knees bent. Thank you for coming. I'm so happy I decided to wait for beach yoga till Friday because it would not have happened this morning. It's raining in Florida for y'all that aren't in Florida. On and off. Good. So go ahead and get comfortable. Head supported with a towel if you need it, so that your head and your back are in a straight line, so that your chin isn't lifting up. I want your neck to be supported, especially in that, you know, that little dip right at the base of the scalp. You really want the length there. All right. And then just allow your shoulders to settle. So a lot of yoga teachers say the shoulders are the hips of the upper back, and then the hips are the hips of the body. So just take a moment and just fill up that space. Deliberately focus on your space between your shoulders and your hips. Deliberately feel what's going on. Deliberately give it attention. Deliberately see if you can fill that area just with some awareness. And a lot of yoga, the reason why it does work so well, and contrary to regular working out, let's say, or just a walk, which isn't just a walk, but is because of the intent. It's because of the deliberate movement and focus. So embody all of these ancient teachings of deliberately knowing what you're doing, this action, this memory, and this desire, and just let your sensations come up. What is your purpose today? With what I said beside, what is your purpose? I encourage you to find some stillness and take it with you. Take it with you as we begin to move the body, sending the knees over to the right now. Just nice and easy. Soften again that space between your shoulders and your hips. Effortlessly relaxing. No thought-provoking now. Just feel the physical movement. Send the knees to the left. And again, just relax. Take in the space that you practice in. Take in the body you are being held in, your little vessel. Deliberately rotating the back, encouraging you to find stillness beyond just a centered spine. Where are you now? Where are you physically? Good, and then bring the knees back up through center and hug them into the chest, and still stay aware of that space between your shoulders and your hips. You can even cross your ankles. I see some of you doing that. Looks really comfortable. Go for it. Yeah. Excuse me. Good. And then go ahead and bring the feet back down with the knees bent. Send your arms over your head. And hook your thumbs as you stretch the spine, the upper back, away from you. And then reach over to the right with a nice stretch into the side body. And then let the knees go to the right. And just see what that does for the spine. Good. Take a full inhale, full exhale. And then just switch directions of the hands and the knees. Let the sensation become your teacher. Let the sensation in your body become your teacher. The messages you're getting, what you get engaged in as these messages come towards you. And then go ahead, release the thumbs, bring the knees back up through center. Hug them in towards your chest, roll all the way up to seated, and come into your downward dog. And then again, we're gonna walk once we get in downward dog, I'd like you to walk the arms over to, say, I'm gonna take these off. Walk the hands, not really the arms, but walk the hands over to the right. And just feel this stretch into the legs, into the side of the legs, maybe the back. And then center out the hands and walk them over to the left. And just feel the attention shifting to the left. Don't be so stuck on your feet placement, they're gonna move. And then coming back through the middle. And then I want you to just shift from plank, inhaling, nice and slow though. Exhale, bend the knees, lift the hips, downward dog. And just do that like 3 or 4 times. Inhale into a plank. Soften the knees, lift the hips up, downward dog. Kind of just opening up the back, the posterior of the body. Nice and easy. And then the next time that you come into that plank posture, lower down softly to the knees and to the stomach. Roll the shoulders back and down on or towards the hips. Lift the heart up, bring the gaze forward, and palms lift up. And I want you to just hold here for 30 seconds. Just bring some physical awareness to the middle of the upper back. Middle of the upper back. And if you feel some tension in the lower back here because of something you did this weekend, squeeze your glutes a little bit. Although the posture is meant to be held, with just the focus on the upper spine. Keep holding for 15 seconds. Keep breathing. Just bringing lots of energy to the spine, to the posterior chain of the body, which for a lot of us has become a little dormant because we're sitting down a lot more than we used to. Maybe 10 more seconds. Try to stay with it. In 5 seconds, we're going to place the hands slightly further back by the ribs. So go ahead and place the hands slightly more back than the ribs. Yep. And then push it to the ground. Lift the chest up, shoulders down and towards the hips again. Soften the shoulders a little bit, yeah. And then lift your gaze up just like an inch. And feel that spot you just trained. You should feel it talking to you. And then make sure you're not dumping into the pinkies. Stay focused on the whole hand. And then slowly bring the body back down, the chest down, the nose down. Good. Bring the hands back under the shoulders. Squeeze the shoulders back and down, lift up the chest. We're gonna go for 15 seconds. Lift the hands. Squeeze that mid-spine. Breathing. Creating a little bit more friction now, a little bit more heat. Good. 5 seconds. Palms slightly more back, push into the mat, lift up. Thighs are still on the floor, shoulders down. Feel that spine strengthening. Thumbs and index fingers working. Good. And then squeeze the belly in, lift up tabletop. And then downward dog. Okay, then I'd like you to just move fluidly here. Bend one knee, then the other. As you begin to waken the legs a little bit more. Just a couple rotations of the knees bending. There you go. And then go ahead and find stillness. Feel like you've got those suction cups in the middle of the hands and the feet. Belly tight. And then squeeze that center of the upper back like you did when we were down on the ground, lifting the hands to turn some attention, some friction into the upper spine. Good. Okay, and then I'd like you to step the right foot in between your hands, please. And sit up for warrior two, so left heel down, and then lift up the left arm, then the right arm. Good. And then we're gonna go into cactus here, right? So first just kind of get the hips set up. Squeeze the right butt cheek, get the elbows high with the shoulders, and then squeeze the elbows back. Yeah, and then we're gonna go back towards the left knee. So belly tight, and then left knee is what we're reaching for, and then center. So we're gonna go 10 times. Left towards the left knee, and then center. And just keep pulsing. So you're gonna start to feel this somewhere in the back, a little bit of the love handles, maybe the right glute if it's been a while. Good. Halfway there. And when you get to that spot back there where you start to feel it, maybe pause for at least one of these to see really what's happening, to kind of dig into the sensation. We've got about 2 more. And then we're gonna all stay back, left hand down, right hand extends, or right arm extends, sink into the hips lower. Yep. And then bring the right forearm down to the right leg, left arm over your head. And then I want you to just pulse the left ribs up to the ceiling. Yeah, so the left palm is face down, the right palm is face up. And I want you to pulse the left rib cage up and soften into it. It's almost like your hip is pulsing up and then soften. So you're getting kind of a double whammy here, right? We're energetically turning on and then releasing it. A few of these, and that right glute should start to feel something as well. Good. A little bit of heat in the body. Good. And then the next time you come up in that really direct line, left hip up, send the right hand forward. Hold this imaginary ball in between your palms and lift it up and over your head. And then send that ball forward and then up and over your head. Good, we're gonna do a few of these now. Up and over, and if you need a break, you know what to do, right? Just take an intermission. Few more, good. I feel like a waving palm tree. I've got this really nice palm tree in the backyard. It's not, I don't know what it is, but it's a palm tree or cabbage palm, whatever. Anyway, the next time that you go down, I want you to bring the right hand down, left arm over your head. Good. And then bring the left hand beside the right hand. Walk both hands in between your feet. And then over to the left foot, switch. Right toes face the edge of the mat now. Right arm up, left arm up. Set up in warrior 2. Good. Cactus arms. Belly tight. Sink into your hips. Into your hips. Let me know what those are, y'all. And then shoulders back and down. Good. And then here we go. Ready? Belly tight. Lift up. And then pull it down. Good. And holding. Kind of feel that back. And then we're going to dip to the back. Here we go. Right elbow towards the right knee. Yeah. And stay low with that left hip. So sink back towards the right knee and up. And then feel how this affects not just the upper body, but also that left hip. And then maybe peekaboo at the left knee once in a while. Make sure it's not collapsing, you guys. I see some knees going towards your cameras or whatever you're using. Good. And then one of these within the next few, pause and feel what's happening in your body, where your spine it affects it. See if you can take it out of that one place and keep the energy moving within the back. The next time that you go back, right hand down, left arm extends over your ear, gaze goes up, hips sink low. Breathe. Left forearm down to the left leg, right arm over your head. Good. And then make that nice strong line. Very nice. Soften your chest. Okay, now we're gonna pulse the ribs, the right rib, right hips up. So pulse, feel like you're making this little rainbow, and release. So kind of turn on that right leg. So a lot of the time we focus only on the left hip in this one, or the left side. This is really making you or forcing you to find places in the body that sometimes don't switch on until the very end of the posture. Yeah, so keep breathing, keep lifting. 2 more. Good. Okay, stay lifted with that hip, that spine, that arm. Left arm reaches out. Imaginary energy ball in front of us in our palms. Lift it over your head. Good. And then bring it down nice and slow. Good. Keep that right leg straight. Keep the left knee dragging over, not really dragging over, but gently pushing over to the left. Yep. All the way down, all the way up. Again, if you need intermission, take an intermission. Very good. Couple more. How's your left thigh, you guys? Mine's burning. Watch you don't splay out those ribs, you guys. Okay, left hand down to the floor, right arm over your head. Good. Right hand beside the left hand. Walk your hands to the middle. Left toe faces the side of the mat. Take one inhale to lift up the upper back, and then walk it over to the right foot again. Downward dog. And then I'd like you to settle into your breath and pause in your downward dog. Spread the fingers out, spread the toes out. Meet your breath wherever it lands in the body. Good. Okay, we're going to step the right foot outside the right hand and the left foot outside the left hand. So you're pretty darn wide, right? Like your mat. And my hips are kind of low. And then I'm going to bring my arms in front of my shoulders, lift up my chest a little bit, so I'm kind of like hunker down here. And then we're going to lift it up. The hips don't move, my knees don't move. And then bring it down, holding that ball just in front of the chest, lift it up. And I want you to really make sure you're pulling your lower navel in, which will also contract your glutes a little. But you're going to try to take it away from the glutes. And I want the lower back doing the work. Up and down. Good. Do two more. Stay low in those hips. Keep the knees as they are. Okay, hold the arms up. Reach to the ceiling, grab it. Grab the ceiling. The arms are slightly ahead of the face. Good. And then both hands down to the floor, legs straighten. Take the right hand in between your feet, soften both knees, and then left hand to the hip, and then turn the left side of the body up. Just release all of that. Yeah, that pause. Push into the right hand. See if that allows your right chest to kind of come right underneath the left, and then maybe left arm goes up. Yeah, so Laura, you're gonna push into the right hand a little more, so even if that means bending the knees more. There you go. Good, and then switch sides. Left hand down, push into it, right hand to the hip, turn, stack the shoulders, right arm up. So you should feel this in your lower, like your left and the right lower QLs, your supporters, your stabilizers of your back. Take another breath. Good, and then right hand down as well. Soften the knees, hands to the thighs, lift up the chest. Good. Okay, then you're gonna come up maybe 3 inches. Lift the arms up. Okay, step the right leg all the way back. Bring the hands down to the floor. Lift the left arm open and turn. Good. Bring the left arm down. Step the right foot forward. Lift the arms up. Step the left leg back. Bring the left hand down, turn open. Right hand down beside the left, downward dog. Stretch it out. Hug the shoulders down, take 3 breaths. Good, we're gonna step the right foot in between your hands. Get your knees low, scoop your belly in. Reach your right hand ahead of your shoulder, reach the left hand ahead of your shoulder. And then come nice and high with the chest for that crescent lunge or high lunge. Good. Okay, we're gonna stay here. Hold, squeeze the thighs, keep reaching the hands up. Good, and then sweep the arms back as you lean forward into the right foot and come high on the left toes. Now watch this right hip. Hug it in so that the back stays in line and the right lower back turns on. And then lift the chest up, sink into both legs again. We're gonna do 3 of these. Good. Lean forward, reach the hands back. Hold, push into the right foot. One more time, high lunge or crescent. And then down, lift up the left leg. Hold, warrior 3. Yep. So trying to get the back and the leg nice and high or in line. Point the left toe, stay steady through the right. And then back up to that high lunge, left toes down, arms come up. Okay, we're gonna do 2 more just like that. Arms go back, lift the left leg, warrior 3. Lots of attention to the spine. Now I want you to focus on lengthening in opposite directions. We got the height. Good, left foot down, arms go up, 1 more. Good. Reach, lift, Virabhadrasana 3. And if you're still okay on this last one, reach the arms forward. Gaze to the index fingers, hold. Good, left foot beside the right foot, arms come down. How's that butt cheek? Okay, we're going to switch sides. So send the right leg back, crescent lunge. Lift the arms, crescent or high lunge, whatever you want to call it, right? Just pause for a second, settle into your hips. So anytime you reach the hands over your head, you're asking the back to work. Good. Okay, here we go. We're just gonna shift it down and back. And then lift up crescent lunge. So we're not lifting the right leg just yet. Just kind of getting the back warmed up. 2, 1 more. And 3. Good, hold it here. Scoop your belly in. Press into the left foot, lift the right leg up. And this one, we're just going for height, right? We're trying to lift the right leg nice and high to really feel this lower back. Belly super tight. High line, right ball of the foot, hands come up. Good. Warrior 3. Woo. Now we're going for separation. Head forward, foot back. Last one, high lunge. Find steady. And then when you're ready, warrior 3 again. Watch your focus. If you're still okay, more advanced, arms forward. Hold. Breathing. 2 more breaths. Right foot beside the left foot, arms come down. It's Monday. Can you guys feel that it's Monday? Holy crap. Hands over your head. Good. Hands all the way to the floor and fold. Halfway lengthen. Good. And then step back, downward dog. Let's stretch out the lower back. Hug the arms in. Maybe take a child's pose for a few breaths. So listen to your body. What do you physically need? You'll have more to do ahead, don't worry. Just listen to yourself. Let the body be your best teacher. Good. Step the right foot in between your hands. I don't think anyone took a child's pose. God bless you all. Right foot in between your hands. And then I want you to bring the left heel down. Good. We're going to bring the right fingers ahead of the right foot and bring the left hand to your left hip. And then I want you to really focus on this part. Don't come up, you're fine. Focus on the right love handle here. Just sink here. Focus on the right love handle. I'm trying to lengthen it. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so we're going to give you 2 options on this one though, because this is pretty intense on the right QL if you've been having lower back problems. Not problems, but extra sensation. So the first is going to be just lifting the right hand up and lowering it down. If you feel okay, you're going to lift the left leg up and tap the left toe down. Okay, so we're going to do 6. Right hand up and down or left foot up and down. You can pick whichever one you want. Okay, so that's 2 and 3, 4 and 5. 1 more. Good. And bring it all the way down. Okay, we're going to lift all the way up, push into the right foot, warrior 2. Flip the right toes, flip the left toes to the back, and sink into the left side. Left hand down, right hand up. Good, so come into your posture. Focus on the left side of the spine, her ribs, lengthening. We don't want this weird rainbow effect right now. Okay, and then 6, either hands up and pulsing down, or right foot up and coming down. So right hand can stay on the hip for more support of the lower back. Otherwise, if you feel secure, the right hand can reach up to the sky. Good, we're going for 6. Nice and slow. Good. And then the right hand or left hand stays landed, right foot stays landed, lift back up, warrior 2. Hands over your head, both feet to the side of the mat. And then hands in between your feet, forward fold. Halfway lengthen. Good. And then I want you to bend your knees, sink, toes turn out, arms go up for horse stance or goddess posture. And I want you to squeeze your butt cheek forward. Squeeze, 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 elbows bend. Rock over to the right knee. Good, up. And then to the left, we're going for 6. This is 1. Yep, keep those hips staying where they are, knees stay where they are, that's 2. This is gonna be hard. I'm second guessing my 6 here. 4 and 4. 5, come on, stick with it, and 5, 6, and 6. Legs straight, arms up, right foot out, left toe to the side, warrior 2. Good, sink into your hip. Right hand down, left hand down, downward dog, wherever you'd like to go with this. And taking your breaths again to catch, to sink, deliberately focus on the spine. Deliberately focus on that space between your shoulders and your hips. Good. And then I'd like you to shift forward into a plank, lower down to your knees, and then lower down to your stomach, all the way. So we're gonna go for Shalabhasana now. Let's go into it in steps though. So I'd like you to bring your legs together, squeeze your inner thighs together. Good. Hands under the shoulders for now. Press into the mat with your hands, squeeze your elbows together, send your shoulders to your hips. With your legs squeezing together, lift up your knees and then lower them. Lift up your knees, your chest is still down, and lower. We're just gonna do 6 of these. So focusing on the middle of the body, the middle of the spine, that's 3, and 4. Legs together, and 5, one more, and 6. Good, now just bend the knees, let the feet go left and right. Just soften that out. So I did my hair to look cute for you all. Now I'm hot as hell. The left is down. God help me. All right, feet go down. Arms go forward. Legs stay together. Palms meet if that's possible for you. Okay, here we go. Up and down. Elbows are going to lift. Shoulders and chest are going to lift for 6. 1, and lower. And 2. And 3. 4. And 5, keep the legs active. And 6, take a break. Bring the hands behind you. Turn your cheek so that your right cheek is on the ground. Just take a break, melt. Take a breather. Soften all of those muscles around the spine. Good. Okay, our hands are going to stay behind us. Our legs are going to squeeze together. We're going to lift up the head, the shoulders, the wrists, and the knees. For Shalabhasana, or some people call this Superman or Superwoman. So let's go for it. Head's gonna come straight. So lift everything up, look forward, and lower everything down. Everything goes up and lower. So at the top, pause for a second. Squeeze your upper back together. Good. 3 more. 2 more. And last one, hold it, squeeze, arms come forward. Good. Arms go back. That's 1. Arms go forward. This is 2. Keep everything up. Forward. This is 3. We're going for 6. Forward. And 4. 2 more. And 5. And stay back. 6. Bend your knees, grab your ankles. Toes together. Squeeze those muscles in the upper back. So you should feel either your upper back is stronger or your lower back. Which one do you feel this more in? If you feel like it's really easy to lift your chest, it's probably your upper back is stronger. Try to work on the opposite of what your body wants to dump into its pattern of. Hold. Breathe. We're going for 6, so 3 more breaths. Good. Knees down, hands down, feet down. Push up, tabletop, go back, child's pose. Just let gravity release that tension. Good. Good. Allow the head to come down, maybe to the side, onto one cheek or the opposite cheek that you just did a moment ago. Embody your practice. Embody your practice physically, your breath, the potential of sinking into the sensation. Encourage yourself to just take these moments of not the end line again, just reminding yourself to stick with it. Where your attention and intention goes is where you're going to grow from. Just remind yourself you're just constantly going from one place to the other, right? But trying to stay anchored to this embodiment of your purpose today. Your strengths, your weaknesses, just letting these sensations come and go. Good, lift up to tabletop, please. And bring your right knee behind your right ankle, right knee behind your right ankle, wrist, and come into pigeon. So we're gonna stay nice and high. Maybe for some of us, we need to be on our fingertips to get that spine really high. If that's the case, you might need to bunch your yoga mat under your right hip for support. Okay, and we're just gonna go with the left heel going up and down to start with the lower back. So scoop your belly in pretty dramatically here and lift the left heel to the butt and lower it, up and down. So you wanna be really gentle on the release, especially for those of us who are a little tighter in the hips, as to not come right onto the top of the knee. You kind of want to stay lifted on the above it. So you're bending right here, so the bone of the top of the knee isn't really getting compacted. Okay, and on the sixth one, stay up. Grow your spine tall. Left fingertips or palm down. Reach back with the right hand and pull the foot towards the left glute and push the foot into the hand and rotate the upper back. And just kind of find where you are, what you can do to strengthen and squeeze the middle back together, holding and breathing. So I decided to grab my foot on the outside, the pinky side of the foot, so I can kind of get a little bit more control with the upper back. Good, and then release the top of the left foot down, right hand forward. Bring the left foot to meet the right foot. You're in diamond pose. Just lengthen the spine. Reach the hands up. Good. Okay, we're gonna reach over to the left, swaying, and then up to center. Try to keep your knee steady, and then over to the right. Yep, and then left. Good, and to the right. Okay, and then right hand, left knee, left hand behind your left hip, turn. Good. Back through center, left hand to right knee, right hand behind your hip and turn. Belly tight. And then both hands to the front of the shins. Spine grows, sprouts. And then we're gonna send the opposite leg back for pigeon. So left knee stays forward, right leg goes back. Hands come forward. Again, if you need support under your left hip with the mat, go for it. And just stay here for now, grow the spine tall. Belly really pulled in, lower belly. Right heel to the right glute, up and down. So again, we're staying on the top of the right knee. Trying to keep that right shin and a nice horizontal or pattern, right? So it's kind of like you're trying to keep the calf over the right hammy. We're going for 6, 4, belly tight, 5, and 6. Hold it up. Right fingertips stay down or palm, reach back. Oh, this side is so much different. Good. I'm again gonna hold on to the pinky, I think. I'm not ready for that one on this side yet. Squeeze the upper back. I need a lot more help on this one. So offer yourself that help. Look over the left shoulder, squeeze the middle spine, keep the chin off the chest, energy upward, not downward. There you go. Keep breathing. Good. And then release the right foot down. Send it forward. Bakasana, right foot into the left foot. And then walk your tush towards your heels. Again, grow your spine tall. Good. So if you find yourself leaning forward, your butt sticking out, or sinking into the lower back, I want you to find that place right in the middle. So everyone's different, right? So this is the posterior tilt people, this is the anterior tilt people. Find yourself growing somewhere in the middle, support yourself as you need, and just take 6 breaths wherever you are. Belly tight, shoulders down. clear space. Deliberately focus on your spine and your breath and how they have this relationship of talking to each other. And one responding to the other. Good. And then bring your hands behind your hips. Bring your knees together. Fingertips for me are pointed forward, but that's not a must. Press into your feet, lift up your hips, lift up your chest. Holding here, pressing into the posterior side of the body. Good. And then begin to lower the hips as you walk the hands forward, 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 and come into a squat to the front and then a forward fold. Halfway lift. And then just hinge over the hips, soft knees, and let the head just bow down. Go in. Really soften these knees. Good. Okay, then I'd like you to step the left foot behind the right foot so that you're kind of on a balance beam. And then if you're okay there, continue to step the left foot slightly over to the right so that there's, I don't know, about 6 inches between the 2 feet. And then bend both knees. Bring the left hand to your hip, right fingertips on the mat. Yeah. Okay, sink into your knees again. And then lift the hand up. And then dip it down. Good, that's 1. Keep the knees back. All the way up. And all the way down. 2, we're going for 6. All the way up, all the way down. 3, good. Just really feeling this left stabilizer muscle turning on. 4, up. We're gonna stay up in this last one, you guys. Right hand up, left hand up. Right toes wrap around the left calf. Hold. 2, and 3, 4, 5. Good. Right toes ahead of the left, right hand down. Left foot beside the right, left hand down. Halfway lengthen. And again, release. Step the right foot behind the left foot. If you're okay, continue on. Right foot outside the left about 6 inches. Knees bend. Good. Here we go. We're going to lift the left arm up and down, all the way up, and all the way down. 6 of these. Up, both knees sinking, both hips sinking, getting into the left stabilizer muscle. Good. You should start feeling this, if you haven't already, pretty darn quickly. Good. On this last one, hold it up. Right hand comes to meet it, left toes wrap around the right calf. Hold. Knees stay forward, spine nice and high, belly tight, and then sink to wherever you would like in this posture, holding for 6 breaths. Good. Left toes down, hands come down, right foot unwinds, halfway lift, and then descend the spine all the way down, top of the head reaching to the knuckles of the toes. Really extend that spine. Good. Okay, sink the hips to be as low as the knees if that's possible. And then lift up chair. Good. And then fingertips down. We're going for 6. The knees and the hips don't move, just the upper back. 2. To make this harder, palms to meet at the top. Good. Hips and knees stay. 3. 4. And 5. 6, hands down, step back, downward dog, or plank. You can pick. Going through vinyasa or not. Find your breath. Good. Everybody bring your knees down. Bring your right hand to where your left hand was. Bring your left hand to your hip. Shift your weight slightly forward. Bend the right elbow and push into the hand to lift up. We're gonna do 6 of these. Bend the right elbow and push. You should feel this again in your lower back and upper back. 3. Slightly twisted to the left. 4. Coming down. 5. 1 more. And 6. Good. Bring the left hand down, switch sides. Left hand where the right hand would be, right hand to the hip. Good. 6. Up and down. All back. 2. And 3. 4. 2 more. Come on, everybody. Last one. Okay, left hand under the left shoulder, right hand under the right shoulder. Knees go wide, big toes together, release the spine. Forehead comes down, and just meet your breath. Good. Stretching it out. Good, and then go ahead and begin to walk your hands to your knees. Lift up to sit on the rear end. And send the feet out in front. Get your spine nice and straight. Hands around the shins to kind of erect the spine forward again. Pull the navel in, drop the shoulders down. Okay, just hold here. And then bring the hands forward, kind of ahead of the shins, and shift my butt forward. Okay, try to keep your feet flat, spine straight, posture straight, knees not dumping, knees pointed up, and then lower down halfway. Good, and then pump all the way up. That's 1. Halfway down. And 2. And 3. Halfway down. 4. Good. 5. Okay, the next time that we go back, stay there, challenge yourselves. Belly tight. So this is only if your back is still okay. Toes up. Hold. You're gonna hold here. Shoulders down, maybe palms up. That seems to help me to let my shoulders relax, so do that. If it doesn't, go back to where you were. And then slowly lower your head down, slowly. Legs float up to the ceiling. Good. Okay, and then right heel hovers above the ground, and then zip it up. Left leg hovers to the ground, and zip it up. Keep going. Belly tight. Lower back is pretty much flat to the ground here, without really trying, because when you engage your lower belly, it just does. Keep going. Alternating sides. We're gonna go 5 more seconds. Good, draw the knees in. Stretch out that lower back, knees go wide. Okay, just relax, hold the spine neutral. Good, bring the thighs together, roll up to seated, right leg out. Right elbow wraps around the left knee, left hand behind your hip, and turn the spine to the back of your mat. Good. If some of you are okay, you're gonna bring that right arm outside the left leg and keep turning. And then there's also an option where you can kind of shift that shoulder forward, outside the left knee, and bind out. It's actually on the inside here of the thigh. Yeah, really squeezing that mid back. Yeah, nice, you guys. So Kara, I think you have it, but the shadow's dark, so I can't tell. Good job. And release the bind. Right foot in, left leg out. Sit up tall. Left hand or arm hugs the right knee, right hand behind you, return. Turn to the back of your mat. Flex your toes. And then the left shoulder is going to go outside the right knee, left shoulder. We keep turning. And then maybe, this side is always more complicated for me. Right hand, find the left hand, almost. Looking over the right shoulder. Good. Release your bind, or attempt at your bind. Right leg out. And just sit up nice and tall. Feel your sit bones that maybe weren't so obvious before. Your posture has been lifted at least an inch. And you know that because you feel it in your sit bones. You feel that your back has lengthened high. Okay, and then I'd like you to just cross your legs, however you'd like comfortably. If you need to put a cushion or even kind of roll the mat up here, go for that, whatever works. But I'd like your knees to be a little bit lower than your hips. Rest your hands right here on the front of your legs. And allow your eyes to just close. We're not going to drop right into meditation just yet. I just want you to kind of kiss this stillness. Take a full breath in and out. Kind of deflate the physical practice. Good, and then just soft eyes, or even up close, it's up to you. Left fingertips outside the left hip, right arm up. Just stretch it out, just a gentle stretch. Left elbow nice and loose, nice and loose. And then turn the chest up to the ceiling, take a full breath in. Good, and then out, release the hand. Again, soft, aware spine, sink into your hip bones. We tend to overexert when meditating, but try not to. Kind of just gently finding that stillness, right hand down, left arm up. Soft right elbow, turn the chest open. Good, and then exhaling, left hand down. Okay, then rest your hands on your legs, close your eyes. So we often think, great, wow, we just did a pretty, strenuous thing for the back. This is easy. I just have to sit here. But it's probably the hardest part of the practice. But it's probably the most elevating of your practice. So with your eyes closed, I'd like you to find your spine straight, your hips heavy, and deliberately become aware of your physical posture. Deliberately become aware of how your sit bones are holding you upright. They're relaxed and heavy to the ground. And you're deliberately bringing your attention to this present moment. And then once you find yourself in this posture that you can withstand for the last few minutes of this practice today, begin to chase your breath. Chase it in a way that's very gentle. Notice the inhale and how it seamlessly turns into the exhale, and how the exhale seamlessly turns into the inhale. And these first 2 minutes are probably the hardest because there's environmental things that are around you in your house or outdoors that are fighting for your attention, a fly in the room, that's often my struggle lately. And they just nag and nip. These physical sensations as well. If you can get past those first 2 minutes, that's where you really begin to feel the evolving of the mind settling. It takes that minimum of using the most simple thing in our body, our breath. It's actually the more complicated thing. To bring your attention to that. And then I'd like you to imagine yourself on a beautiful waterfall, near a beautiful waterfall, not necessarily on it. Just be there, observe it. Observe how the water just falls over the rocks, the cliffs. First, notice the larger waterfall cascading down over the rocks into a larger body of water. Just be with it. And then I'd like you to notice the smaller bodies of water cascading over the rocks or the waterfall, the one beneath or behind or to the side of the larger one. Just get fixated on one of those smaller ones. And these smaller ones, the rocks in the water, begin to have this formation of the water creating the shape of the rock and the rock creating the shape in which the water falls into the larger body. Just begin to see that. The sounds it makes, stay delivered in your breath. Finding it easier now in this stillness, in this meditation posture, just watching. And then yet beneath that smaller waterfall, you notice another, more of a drip of water falling down and cascading. And this small little drip with persistence has somehow made its way through the center of this rock. This persistent little drip has somehow found a way through the rock to meet the other bodies of water. This persistence and attention, send your breath there and begin to watch the shape that this drip of water has created within the rock over many, 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 many years. Keep your eyes closed, continue to soothe yourself with this breath, with this image of this water. There's a beautiful quote by a Roman author named Ovid that says, dripping water hollows out stone, not through force, but through persistence. So now imagine your breath and this persistence of this drip melting together. This allowance of attention, breath by breath, drip by drip, experience by experience, moment by moment, for just 2 more minutes. Effortlessly, one breath becomes another. Not forced, not nagging, just gentle. A quiet quality. Indifference, but just keep moving forward. 1 more minute. And then when the body is ready, I'd like you to lay down completely on the mat and take Shavasana, just for 1 minute. Take rest on your spine. Let the legs just spread. Let the arms just relax. Let the shoulders become heavy and let the back rest. Let the head soften to the back of the mat with the eyes closed. Sense that casting over of that water. And then you just floating right above it. The most energetic part of the body for a yogi is the spine. Yes, the eyes are important. They give you focus. Yes, the head is important because it grounds you and allows you to go inward. But it's the spine that opens up the energetic pathway from the lower body up into the mind. It's the spine in which we communicate through the brain, through the rest of the body. It's the spine that we have the Ida and the Pingala, or the left side and the right side of the body, or the female and the male side of the body. And then if you can imagine then this intertwining stream of water going around the entire spine, that's called the Shushuma. An infinity, a constant infinity that goes from the base of the spine all the way up past the eyes, and an infinite longing, an infinite grounding for settling. Can you rest here in your spine? Good. Let's bring our attention now to the lower part of the back to encourage it to soften. Bend the right knee, bend the left knee, place your feet flat on the ground. And just breathe into the lowest part of your spine. And then send the knees to the right side of your mat again, like we did at the very first posture of the class. Keep the shoulders broad. Sending your attention going up just like that, swirling infinity sign over the spine. Take a full breath in and out. And then send the knees over to the left. Energy going upward towards the crown. Full breath in and out. Then completely rolling the entire body over to the left, pausing there for a moment in the fetal position, and pressing into the hands to come all the way back up to seated. Close your eyes for just a moment. Feel that steady drip that we actually call in yoga. It's the Amriti, which drips from the brain and from the pituitary gland really, through the neck. And that says that's that nectar, that juice of the gods, goddesses. Now see that same persistent drip, that drip of life, that drip of infinity, of everlasting infinity, persisting. Hollowing out the stone, hollowing out the rigid, drip by drip. Hands at the heart, with compassion, steadiness. Namaste. Thanks, girls. Let me pause this.